Good morning, everyone. I'm happy that you're here on a Sunday morning. And my Sunday morning, it's kind of blah outside. Let's get settled while everybody kind of joins in. Because it's kind of cloudy and rainy this morning where I am, not sure if all my beautiful sunshiny people are up and out and online. Let's see. Where are we? Good morning. Nice to see you guys this morning. Good morning, Nini. My computer's finally working. So this morning we're going to do a guided meditation. And guided meditation is really helpful when we have a hard time sitting still with ourselves. And meditation is that thing that it's just so hard. We sit here and we're supposed to be quiet. And for a lot of us, especially Americans and Westerners, it feels like time out. Oh, I have to sit still and be quiet. You feel like you're 4 all over again, and it shouldn't be. You should enjoy being with yourself, because if there's no one else left, you need to have a good relationship with yourself, and that's where this happens. And your connection to source, whatever that is, whether you believe in God or not, or energy or that, this helps you find that too. It also helps you get out of your head enough that solutions to problems come, almost like a whisper. Oh, try this. And then you can pursue that. It's a chance for us to take a mental pause. There's difference than going to sleep, because when you go to sleep, you just kind of blank out, right? You black out, yeah, you have dreams, but you just blank out and then start over the next day. Where when you're in your meditation, you can get inspiration to do something. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Stacy, Krishna, Linda, Christy. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of you. Yay, good morning. So what we're talking about as we're waiting for everyone to come in is that meditation is that place for your mind to kind of pause. Because there's always a dialogue. Your mind has always got something going on. And this is that place where you can just be still and let go. If you have lots of stuff going on in your life and you need a solution and you're not sure where it is, it comes here. If you have some feelings that you're not sure how to process, this is a place, because you put them down. You say, okay, I can pick them back up, but I'm going to pick them up when I'm done. Maybe we're just hectic and we need to regroup, which, the entire world's doing that right now. So as we're getting ready to start, thank you, Christy. I did go through all this effort to look really gorgeous for you guys this morning. I want to try to tell you the difference between inspiration and motivation. We kind of use them interchangeably, but that's not the truth. Inspiration is being inspired to do something. So being drawn to do something, a calling to do. Motivation tends to be a from something. You're pushing away from something. Like a lot of people want to go on a weight loss program because they're motivated not to be unhealthy or overweight anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. These pants don't fit her rump, and I'm going to diet and I'm going to run or whatever. But an inspiration for that same person may be that they watched a documentary on nutrition or something, I want to try to eat like that. So the inspiration was being drawn to or called to, not being pushed from. I say that because many times when we're in our meditation, we get inspiration, this calling to do something or a solution for an issue that's going on in our lives. And we have it there all the time, but our mind is so busy with the chatty chat, and our ego is so busy blowing up and reacting to things that we can't hear that tiny voice. And that's what happens here. Waiting on you guys. Yes, it's 9:01. A couple of you are still signing in and up, and nice. I hope you guys enjoyed your wrist practice yesterday. I did. I got over 20 masks made yesterday. All right, we're about to get started. I see a couple more people signing on. Just to give you a heads up, I did put on my board my link to my YouTube channel. And I know a couple of you have already heard me say this, that Michelle Pugh was also Ozzy Osbourne's mistress and is a hairdresser in the UK. So when you go to search Michelle Pugh, that's who you're going to find. And unless you go to this link or you type in Michelle MPughYoga, that'll help. But if you go to the link and you go ahead and subscribe, it's going to help others find me, other students and friends of yours find me, and do that. Good morning, Kyla. Good morning, Robin. All right, so we're about to get started, and all you're going to need to get started today is something to help you sit comfortably. If you have a hard time sitting straight up, you're going to want a chair with a nice straight back so that you are not tempted to kind of slump and get too comfortable. We're not going to do a marathon meditation today because folks who do not meditate often, your first time through is you can't stay a long time. Granted, guided meditation's a little easier because somebody's talking with you. You don't feel alone in that meditation. All right, so let's get started. We're getting comfortable. We're settling in. We're just going to let the eyes close. Let your hands be wherever they need to be. And we're going to start this practice the same as we do the other ones. We feel the sits bones pressing down into whatever comfy cushion you have. You notice to see if your spine and your shoulders are over your hips. Just turn your head to the right, checking in with the awareness of the neck. Turning the head is really going to help you also identify with the spine and your alignment. Let's see if we can slowly turn the head to the left. This will also keep you from shrugging those shoulders. You really need to relax here. We want to just put our body someplace that we can park it. Back to the center. Now, my room that I'm in right now is quiet. Even the next door neighbor's dog right now is not barking, which is a rarity. But your house might be different. Maybe your family members are listening to the TV in the other room. or during your meditation time is precisely when construction happens in a different room. And you need to just decide that that is the soundtrack that your life is playing right now. It's just background noise. Like in a restaurant, you don't even notice the music's playing. So go ahead and accept that as part of the soundtrack, not as an excuse for interruption. Notice your breathing here. It's pretty shallow because we haven't changed it or done anything with it yet. So I just want you to feel your inhale. Don't change it, just feel it. And your exhale. Which is longer? Which is shorter? Doesn't matter. Just notice. Lifting the pelvic floor. It's just activity, not a clenching. Pull that navel in. Again, just an activeness. And those two things will help you sit up straighter for longer. Inhaling and exhaling. We're breathing with intention here. Inhaling and exhaling. No rules on how you should breathe. If it's a 3-part hold, nothing, just breath. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, keep that spine long. Now, it's right here when we do that all of a sudden our eyes are itchy, or we have to shift or move our hands because our mind starts to panic a little bit about the stillness. So just acknowledge those things. Say, yep, my nose itches. It'll be fine. And keep breathing. So we've made it past the outside, past the house, onto your mat, through your breath, through and in that body. We move to the mind. Notice that there's going to be thoughts coming and going. Kind of like leaves that are floating on a stream. See if you can just watch them go by. You're acknowledging them. You know that they're there, but you're not interacting with them. The breath is still steady. But now I want you to imagine that there is a small light the size of a little bead behind your heart. It's tiny. It's like a pinprick. But when you inhale, I want it to get really bright and maybe grow to the size of a pea. Observing it. Sitting with it, still being tall and breathing comfortably. Now see if the next time you inhale, maybe that breath can get as big as a marble, that tiny little P is now a marble. So inhale in. And that light is the size of a marble behind the heart. The body is still soft. And the light is just a light. It's not health, it's not well-being, it's not love, not yet. It's growing. It's helping us find the light that's within. We inhale. And maybe now it's the size of a ping pong ball. We see it in that inner mind's eye. We sit with it. We keep the posture. We inhale. And see if you can make it grow. Maybe the size of a racquetball. Not quite as big as a tennis ball. Shining, beautiful light. But now, with it behind the heart, it's starting to be part of the heart too. It's starting to get bigger and include organs and tissues. Then we inhale. Maybe this is the size of a tennis ball now. Nice full breathing. Just see the light. If thoughts come up in the mind, tell your mind, thanks. We'll get to it later. Enjoying your seated position and your breath. Now let's see with this inhale, maybe the light grows to the size of a softball. You still continue with your steady breathing, finding awareness in the body. Now next inhale, maybe the size of a soccer ball. And as we notice the size of that light, we notice that it begins to fill us. Now the next inhale, see if maybe the size of a beach ball. Now in the mind's eye, you may notice that a beach ball might be bigger than the chest and heart space that you have. So now that light is starting to shine outside the physical body into your energetic body in the space that you sit. Now this next inhale, maybe the size of an exercise ball. It's really big now. That light probably includes your entire torso. Sitting with it, feeling the light. No heat. Just white. Maybe your light has a little different color. Maybe it swirls. We inhale again. And this time, we make a ball that's intentionally as big as we are, so that the head and the entire body are included inside of it. We feel this light permeate every single cell of the body. It glows. The next time we inhale, we'd like to inhale that ball of light so that it includes your room. So for it to include the room that you're sitting in, it may extend past the footer of the floor. It may extend out your window and through your roof. It's light. It doesn't matter. It fills every space in that room, every dust particle. Now, the next inhale, we want to include our home. The entirety. Everyone lives a little different. Apartments, homes, maybe a room where you live with someone, but we include that whole dwelling. A ball of light. Sitting with it, maybe you notice a color change. Maybe there's movement in the light. Maybe it's not. Next inhale, we include our neighborhood. And as we include the neighborhood, we're starting to pick up other people. And we know that each one of those people and pets, other living beings, their light is added, whether they are aware or not. So that light is even brighter now because it's joined with their light. They're not intentionally joining, it's a consequence of being together. We are greater in numbers. Now see if maybe you can inhale and extend that light, that ball, to include your town. Keeping in mind that that's a complete circle, which means part of that circle is going down into the earth. Where's your breath? See the light. If thoughts are coming up, say, that's great. We'll talk about it later. Now maybe we can include our county. Still nice, full breathing. Active pelvic floor and navel to keep that spine straight for you. Now see if maybe that inhale can now include the state. We're still very aware of our breath. The size of that light that we sit in with all of those other beings. Now this time, See if you can inhale and include your whole country. Each time, allowing that ball of light to get bigger. And notice that even as it gets bigger, it never diminishes. It just gets brighter because more of us are included. In this last inhale that includes the earth, we inhale and surround our entire planet with that light. That same light that started out as a tiny bead. At mind's eye sees our blue planet gently turning inside this beautiful white light. The next inhale, we see if we can make it a little bit bigger and include our moon now. And this is a really big jump. But we're going to see if now we can include our whole solar system as we know it. The light is still as bright. It's still as personal. Still non-judgmental. Pure potentiality. And now let's send that sphere all the way out into the universe in all directions with no limit. Because you have no limit. And you are as great as that sphere of light. And we sit in that space, quiet, feeling and knowing that we are more. We're aware of the breath. We can feel the focus. We feel that active being. It's almost a feeling of knowing all things and knowing nothing. And it's here, in this cleared space, that we can sit. We're going to take some breaths here. I'm going to take 10 breaths, and then I'll check back in with you. feeling that awareness, we feel the difference between motivation and inspiration. We feel that minute difference between gratitude and appreciation. We feel the wellness in the body. And it's in this space of expansion that we send out thoughts of well-being and highest good to all others, including ourselves. Now you absolutely can stay in this space. Continuing to sit. Continuing to breathe. Continuing to be still. Knowing that you are more. But I am going to leave you in this space. Bowing forward to you in the highest respect. Namaste. From my home to your home, I truly love you. Have a beautiful